Check. Welcome back to the Averett Sports Network. My name is Luis Martinez, and to my left is my good pal, Chewy Clark.
How we doing today?
We're doing great today on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Here we have the matchup between your very own Averett University women's basketball team and the visiting Yellow Jackets from Randolph-Macon College. As we announce the starting lineup for the visiting team: number 1, Sam Smith; number 4, Bella Bruce; number 20, Catherine Kagi; number 23, Marissa Ziegler; and number 33, Mackenzie Matheny. And for your home team Cougars, number 11, Jaya Brown; number 12, Mariah Eberhardt; number 13, Emma Jones; number 14, Brianna Sams; and number 24, Zaria America. It's been a little slow for the Cougars in conference as they face a Randolph-Macon team that has received votes in the last couple weeks, entering the national poll. It's a very difficult matchup for them today, Chewy.
Yeah, definitely going to be a tall task for the Cougars here today. But, you know, there's that common saying in sports, any given day. So I'm interested to see what Coach Driver has in store for her Cougars to try and combat that very explosive and high-powered Yellow Jackets offense and that very lockdown and tenacious defense that they work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to have to see a lot of high-pressure defense today.
Oh, for sure.
It's a very high-scoring offense that the Yellow Jackets have.
And with that, the Yellow Jackets win the tip.
That is Sam Smith, number 1, passing it off to number 23, Ziegler. Smith now inside the paint. Rebound after rebound here, and the Cougars get the defensive rebound now to Brown. Jaya Brown moving up court to America. America fumbles the ball around. Finds the control. Over to her left. Spins. Open. Now to Jones, the sharpshooter for the Cougars. Brown. Brown finding some space. Finding an opening. Driving. Mid-range. And the Cougars are the first to strike.
Good offensive camaraderie there from the Cougars, working the ball around and finding that easy basket.
Yeah, Smith, the point guard for Randolph-Macon in black and gold. Smith working it around. Gets it out to number 23, Ziegler. Now over to Bruce, Bella Bruce, number 4. Bruce driving, pass Brown, kicked out to Smith, and Smith for 3.
That's going to be a long day for the Cougars if that shot is there frequently for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Sam Smith, wide open corner shot, perfectly executed. Now Brown, a little bit of pump fake mid-range. Now America. Swinging it around the perimeter, spins, trying to find an opening, gets an open layup but misses it.
Beautiful move inside there by America.
Yeah, absolutely technical. Just has to execute, especially when you have such a wide open layup like that, Chewy. And now Bella Bruce for 3, rebounded here by Eberhardt. Eberhardt on the fast break on Smith, one-on-one. And Eberhardt will draw a foul.
That's good work in transition by Eberhardt, initiating the contact and forcing the defender to foul her on the way up, giving the Cougars a chance to set up and get into a set with a play.
And Wilcox checks in to the game for Smith, number 22 in black. Jay Brown going to inbound this one. Over to Jones. Jones with heavy pressure from Ziegler. And now Jay Brown out to America. America trying to find her footing here. Tries to dribble through traffic and gets it taken away, gets it slapped away.
And with just 6 seconds left on the shot clock, the Cougars are going to have to work for a quick shot here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them set up from that stack with some screens or some pick plays to try and get a shooter open on the outside or down low like they tried right there. Unfortunately, it didn't go so well.
Yes, this is Marissa Ziegler inbounding here to number 22, Wilcox. Wilcox against Eberhardt. Finds an opening, spins. Miscommunication between teammates, and it seems like Ziegler kept it in.
Uncharacteristic mistake there from the Yellow Jackets that the Cougars need to take advantage of. Any opportunity, any mistake made by Randolph-Macon today, the Cougars have to capitalize.
3 from Eberhardt. Mess around, and Kagi, number 20, taking it up court herself. Out to the corner to Bruce. Off the rim, the three-point attempt there by number 22, Wilcox, was no good. Put right back up by the Yellow Jackets.
And with that, that extends the Yellow Jackets out to a 5-2 lead here. 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Cougars are trying to find their rhythm, trying to find the openings, just aren't executing on these plays. And Brown takes a mid-range off the rim, rebounded there by Eberhardt. Now Brown receives it again, trying to get it to America. America stretches for that pass. Jones now outside the three-point line. Bounced into Sams. Sams, miscommunication with Jones. And now Kagi, fast break the other way against Jones. Passes it right back out here to Ziegler, number 23, and travel called on number 23.
And with that, Juliana Park, number 35, is checking in for Randolph-Macon. And Skylar Jones checking in for the Cougars.
As well as number 21 for the Yellow Jackets, Morgan Miller. Now Brown driving, puts it up. Beautiful layup there by number 11 in white.
Good move, just taking it right to the rack.
Now Ziegler, number 23, driving to her left. Gets it out to Bella Bruce, and Bruce for 3, off the mark. Jones, newly entered the game, trying to get that defensive rebound, and goes off her fingertips and out of bounds.
The Cougars are definitely counting their blessings that in the early stages here, Randolph-Macon hasn't consistently hit from distance, but they have to keep in mind that they're giving up a lot of open looks from 3.
And then obviously the cause turnover here. And sent over. And now that is number 20, Kagi, driving down the court. And Randolph-Macon will draw a foul. And now it'll be in the hands of the Cougars as Jaya Brown passes it off to Breon Sam. Skylar Jones, Jaya Brown. Bounce pass here to Sam. Sams gets it swatted away there by Bruce.
Good try there on the move by Sams, just unable to execute it as the defense was there to turn it away.
And a beautiful drive there by number 23, Marissa Ziegler. Brown, bounce pass to Sam. Sams trying to make something happen around Park. Now, Jay Brown. Jones for 3. Off the back of the rim, rebounded here by Kagi. Passed over to number 21, Morgan Miller. Into Park, and Park finding the mark.
That's a good finish inside, fading away from Park with the defense right in her face.
Yeah, not too distant of a scoreline here. 9-4 with 4:52 left as the Cougars call a timeout. We will be back in just a short moment. And we are back after that short timeout taken by the Cougars by head coach Desiree Driver. Harmon Moore entering the game, number 1 for the Cougars. Checking in, Jay Brown. Jones trying to take a 3 over the head of Kagi, and Kagi, who's kind of all over the place right now, gets a pass over to Miller. Miller for 3. Bang!
That is textbook defense offense right there from the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody showed to Miller. Miller saw the opening and executed perfectly on that 3-point shot. And now Jones trying to make something happen here. Over to Brown. Moore. Harmon Moore. Over to Jaya Brown. Now Brown, one-on-one. Over to Skylar Jones. Skylar Jones to her right, back to her left. Spins. Mid-range, Jones. Off the mark, Miller getting over to Sam Smith, number 1. Now Bruce over to Park, over the head of Parks, recovered there by Miller. Kagi back to Miller. Miller wide open. And Miller starting to get really hot, number 21 in black.
That's just great ball movement. The Cougars weren't able to keep up with it, and Randolph-Macon got that wide open shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody definitely has to start checking towards number 21, Miller, before she starts sinking any more of those. And Nakaraja Coleman taking that 3-point shot just a little bit out. Now Bruce into Kagi. Kagi fouled on that layup attempt. Emma Jones going to take a seat, as well as Jaya Brown, bringing on Zaria America, as well as number 2, Anna Dabick. (15-4). A 6-point drive here so far.
Make that 7 with that last foul shot hitting.
Yeah, 7 points in the last minute or so. Now 8. And Kagi going ahead and taking a seat, bringing on number 33, Mackenzie Matheny.
Jones gets it to America. America looking around, but the Cougars are called with an offensive foul, turning the ball over back to Randolph-Macon. That is not the way the Cougars are going to pull themselves back into this one to combat that score and run that the Yellow Jackets are on. They're going to have to play crisp, clean, disciplined basketball, good defense, and work with each other on offense.
Yeah, and then opening there for number 33, Matheny, as the Cougars seemed like they had the double team up high on the court.
It's one of those moments where loose ball, double team in a corner, you got to make sure the backside defense is aware and seeing who's out there and who's open.
Yeah, just in case, the ball does get out. And that is a great effort there by Miller, just to the wrong team in America, pushing transition on Smith, getting it out there to Dabeck, back to America. America taking that 3-point shot, gets her own rebound. One-on-one on Smith. A little show help there by Miller. And now Coleman, mid-range, not successful. Kept in bounds here by Matheny, and Coleman now driving just off the mark. And that is Matheny getting the rebound, getting over to Smith. Coleman looking on. Here's Park, number 35, Matheny. Now Smith trying to find an opening. Bounce pass here to number 33, Matheny.
Unlucky there for the Cougars. They were playing a really good defensive possession. A lot of communication, a lot of talk, help defense, playing the screens right. They were executing perfectly on defense and get called for a foul, giving the Yellow Jackets a new 20 and a chance to reset. Let's see if the Cougars can repeat what they just were doing.
Emily Olson, number 10 for the Yellow Jackets, checking in. Inbound here to Olsen, getting her first couple touches. Bethany Smith driving past Coleman. Miller for three. This one off the mark. Recovered here by Bauman, number 13. Smith pump fakes. One-on-one. Miller drives. Finds sort of an opening, but rebounded here by Coleman. Tough shot there by number 21, Miller. Now Jones drives off the backboard and recovered by the Yellow Jackets. Now pushing transition is Bauman. Slowing it down, finding Miller. Miller, a bit of miscommunication between teammates on the defensive side for the Cougars. Now Smith slowing it down.
And we are just under a minute here left in the first quarter. It is currently 19-4 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. But the Cougars do gain possession of the ball back.
Yeah, travel call there on number 33, Mathaney. And Coleman going to take a seat. Bringing on Eberhardt. And Brown, 35 seconds left on the clock. Brown taking that mid-range shot off the rim. Cougars not exactly finding their mark here. 19-4 so far in the first quarter.
And it's not a lack of shot opportunities or shots they're putting up. And they're not even bad shots. They just need to make sure that they execute on those shots and execute in the situations to get those opportunities to go from just opportunities to baskets made. Because if they can get those shots to fall, it's a much closer game here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a lot of good shots, just a little bit contested. Maybe sometimes it's not exactly the shot you want to see, but they are putting up shots, which is a good sign. The shots just have to go in.
Exactly. The first key, very important, as you mentioned, you have to put shots up, which they've definitely been doing. They've been getting in position, in spaces and opportunities where they can put those shots up. And if they can't put them up, then there's no chance they go in. Hopefully in the second quarter, there's a little more luck with it falling.
Yeah, very, very one-sided first quarter here between the Yellow Jackets and the home Cougars. 19-4 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. We'll be back in just a short moment for the second quarter of this matchup.
Inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential with flexible online and on-campus programs like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon. With affordable tuition and 24/7 support, it all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
To study in the U.S., so I chose Averett just because of the small community, family they have here, and all the great staff that I talked to before I committed.
And we are back for this second quarter matchup between the Averett University Cougars and the visiting Yellow Jackets of Randolph-Macon College. Very one-sided first quarter here in favor of the Yellow Jackets, 19-4. A very, very defensive and offensive game here. Very defensive for the Cougars and very offensive for the Yellow Jackets as we have a turnover there inside the paint by Moore, going back the other way. Now it's number 22, Anna Wilcox, against Brown, and a reaching foul here by Brown. Now Miller looking to inbound it here over to Kagi. Now Wilcox, number 22. America sizing her up. A very smart play there by Miller, bouncing it off the leg of America. But a very risky pass on triple coverage right under the basket there. Intended for Kagi.
That's trusting your teammates right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely, a lot of coaches are going to tell you to look the other way. But if you have that much confidence in your teammates to make that type of catch with that much pressure, then that is a different story. Now Wilcox, mid-range, off the mark. Jones recovers, rebound there. Now Brown going to slow it down a bit.
Rebounding is going to be the story of today's game. I can already tell. A lot of shots are going up. Not all of them are hitting, so it's going to come down to which team can hit the boards harder and be more successful, gaining those extra possessions for their team.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, the Yellow Jackets are winning the offensive and defensive rebound competition. Coleman entering the game here for America. And Wilcox pushing transition. Kagi looking on. And a travel called on the Yellow Jackets. Had a couple of those so far in the first quarter.
That seems to be the Yellow Jackets' only offensive Achilles heel so far here in the first and so far in the second quarter, as everything else has been a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely see why this team has received votes nationally. A very well-designed team offensively and defensively, as Brown is called on a travel of her own.
And to your point about how good they are offensively and defensively, that comes down to coaching. They are definitely a well-coached team. They know what to do, and they understand the tactical skills of when to do what and how to execute properly.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets coached by Lindsey Burke-Eberhardt. Her 5th season with the Yellow Jackets. Very successful so far.
As Baum knocks that little fadeaway layup down to extend the Yellow Jackets lead. Your score is now 21-4.
Now Brown finding Coleman. Coleman quick jab step. Now mid-range off the back of the rim. Rebounded here by Bauman. Bauman trying to get around Eberhardt. Gets it over to Kagi. Kagi slowing it down a bit. Now over to Wilcox, number 22. Wilcox. Kagi, number 20. On Coleman. And a foul called here on Coleman.
Cougars are doing a really good job of playing in-their-face defense, getting up, challenging and contesting shooters and ball handlers. But with that, it does expose them to the opportunity to commit a lot of fouls. They just have to make sure they're walking that line the correct way.
Evan Smith, who just entered the game, her three-point attempt over the basket. And Kagi, number 20, driving to the basket, gets it stripped away here by number 12, Eberhardt, and Eberhardt will be called for a foul. Skylar Jones entering the game for Emma Jones. Emily Olson taking a seat for the Yellow Jackets, bringing on number 35, Parks.
And folks, do make sure you check in with us later today as men's basketball is taking on EMU, and after that, our Averett's wrestling team will be taking on Washington and Lee tonight.
Yeah, very, very exciting matchup later on wrestling-wise. Even if you are not a big fan of wrestling, it is very enjoyable to understand and get to know the sport as a whole. WNO, definitely a very tough opponent for our wrestling program. It's definitely a very good matchup later on today.
Absolutely.
And bounce pass here to Eberhardt, inbounded there by Brown. Eberhardt driving, gets it slapped away there by Park. Sorry, number 33, Matheny.
That Yellow Jackets defense seems to be covering the entire half of the court that they're defending, there doesn't seem to be a single opening that the Cougars have been able to find consistently.
Yeah, and just as you mentioned that, Matheny gets a hand in on the inbound by Brown. And shot clock issue here. Waiting for it to be resolved.
What opportunities do you think the Cougars can exploit offensively to kind of set their offense in motion and hopefully enter that flow state?
Well, there's a lot of factors that can be put into it. For one, defensive communication. We're seeing a lot of double teams on one time, and then that's leaving a Randolph-Macon player wide open for either a drive or a layup, as we see right here. And the double team may work, but it's also leaving exposure on the backside. Definitely going to need a lot more communication on the defensive side if the Cougars are willing to want to try to make a push to this game.
And with the outside shooters that Randolph-Macon has, as we've seen so far, they're almost anxious at the not anxious, but they're excited at the opportunity to put up that long ball. Everyone on the team looks like they're capable of putting up the long ball. So that is unfortunate for the Cougars defense as they knock down a very beautiful contested three right there.
And that is quality basketball right there. Beautiful ball movement ending on a big kick out there to number 22, Anna Wilcox. Wilcox executing. Here's Smith with the easy fast break layup, and Smith cannot turn that over. And here's Park, number 35.
But as we were saying about the defense, since Randolph-Macon has so many outside shooters, the Cougars aren't going to be able to dump themselves into a zone because that's going to leave those shooters in opportunities to sit, catch, and shoot, and that'll create a very long day. So they're going to have to try and go in a man defense and put their best players up against Randolph-Macon's and hope that they come out on top.
Yeah, and there's another point if the Cougars do want to make a push. Those were rebounds right there that have to have come down as a white ball. That's about 4 rebounds right there. The Cougars are definitely going to need to bring down and make it go the other way.
Absolutely. Defensively, the Cougars are going to be looking to step it up because they know that they're capable of more. They know that they can put up more of a fight against this Randolph-Macon offense. They just haven't been able to so far. But also offensively, success on offense translates very well to success on defense and vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if they get one end of the floor going, I'm expecting that will fire up the entire squad and help them close the gap on this deficit.
Yeah, absolutely. 27-4 is definitely a larger deficit that we've seen in recent matches. 5:19 left in the second quarter. The Cougars are definitely going to have to find some sort of rhythm, some sort of spark under them if they want to make a push for this game. Kind
And Randolph-Macon, on the other end, they picked up right where they left off. They're looking to run away with this one, at least early so far. Their offense is, even on their misses, they're getting the offensive board. Those second, third, even fourth or fifth chance opportunities, which on a day that your shots aren't falling at the rate that you'd like, to be able to be pulling down the boards like that is definitely going to help you stay in your offensive flow.
Absolutely. Yeah, getting defensive rebounds here for the Cougars have to be very crucial, especially since the Yellow Jackets are putting up so many shots. You know, you have to anticipate that rebound. You have to get it back, or else they're going to keep going ahead and chucking more shots up. And, you know, the more shots you put up, the more likely that some of them are going to go in.
Exactly.
And Jones going to start us off here. A little over 5 minutes left in the second quarter. And Sams gets absolutely smothered there by Matheny. Now Bruce looking on to America. America passing it over to Skylar Jones. Jones asking for a pick, putting up the contested shot, rebounded here by Sams. Now Sams getting it over to Jones. Now America driving, looking for an open player. Moore for three. Very short of the target. And Matheny gets the rebound, getting over to Smith. Over to Matheny. Matheny swings it over to Bruce. Now Matheny with a beautiful cut inside, gets absolutely wide open backside. And gets the easy layup, 29-4.
Great court vision right there from Randolph-Macon, able to know where their players and teammates are supposed to be, find the open look, and get an easy shot off.
Yeah, and that's where we talk about communication. And Wilcox with a fast break for a layup. And Wilcox will finish this one successfully. Yeah, a lot of miscommunication between teammates, both on the offensive side and defensive side. As we saw Matheny get a wide open layup, and Wilcox getting a fast break, steal to an easy layup. Now America one-on-one on Bruce, and she will put it up, and she will be called for a travel. A wholesale here by the Yellow Jackets. A couple new faces. Number 32, Rachel Anderson. Number 3, Riley White. Number 24, Sophia Enriquez.
And Ziegler has the ball now.
Now Enriquez. Deep shot by Park, number 35.
That's a telltale sign of a well-rounded big. When your 4 or your 5 can knock down threes like that, like she has today, because that is not her first, that is a scary sight to see as Emma Jones tries to answer back with one of her own.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of quick offense here by the Yellow Jackets, and that is number 23, Marissa Ziegler, moving it up court. But yeah, what an incredible shot there by Park. Completely composed, and Park setting the screen, stolen here by Eberhardt. Tapped away by number 32, Anderson.
That's good opportunistic defense right there by Eberhardt, seeing an opportunity to backdoor that steal and get her team a chance on offense and a chance to fight their way back into this one. As Moore checks in for Sams.
Yeah, kind of a big story here so far for the Cougars. Got a lot of injuries, a lot of big name players kind of sitting out. And great play there by Brown, putting an extra 2 on the scoreboard for the Cougars. But going back to the injuries, we have Day Giggets on the sideline today, a very key player for this offensive side of the Cougars.
Absolutely. And one thing Giggets brings that the Cougars seem to be lacking is she's a big body, big presence down low. Yes, she's a guard. She can handle the ball. She can shoot the ball very well, but she can also work her way inside, post up, and honestly be a force down there. And the Cougars.
Wow, yeah, just a bit of a pause there. Beautiful shot there by Emma Jones, number 13.
Yeah, that took the breath right out of me. That was
a very deep shot by Jones. Very, very interesting. Haven't seen that at all in the last quarter and a half.
That was almost an ego shot right there from Jones, saying, I don't care, you're right here, I'm still hitting this.
Yeah, and very impressive there by Jones, number 13 in white. Now Enriquez, number 24, getting called for a travel. Now Brown with only 1:30 left on the clock. Over to Jones. Jones going to test it out again.
And the heat check is no good. But a foul there as Moore is able to come down with the rebound, and the Cougars will maintain possession. It's almost like they were listening to us. Maybe not as much on the defensive end, but that is the second or third time that the Cougars have been able to fight and get an offensive board, which is helping their offense here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Jaya Brown inbounding to America. Now Eberhardt going to take a drive, puts it up, and she will draw a foul. Foul on number 23, Ziegler.
When the shots aren't falling, the best place to start finding your rhythm and finding your flow is from the foul line. So that's a great play right there from Eberhardt, trying that shot, putting it up through the contact, and then getting the chance at the line.
Yeah, Eberhardt, her first, goes in calmly, smoothly. Her second successful. And the Yellow Jackets are going to try to put a couple more points on the board before we go to half. 1:15 left to play. Now Ziegler over to Enriquez. Gets it tapped away there by America.
Beautiful defense. Up in her face, not letting her move an inch. Getting her thinking, I got to move, I got to look, see the floor. And when she's doing that, taps the ball away.
Yeah, high pressure situation there for Enriquez, but America takes advantage. Now Ziegler sizing up Eberhardt, switch there by Brown. Slanted over there, across court, spin move. Beautiful move there by number 32, Rachel Anderson. Now Brown on Enriquez, stop and go, off the mark. Riley White taking it herself. Intercepted here by Jones inside the paint.
Beautiful job filling that passing lane there by Jones, knowing that they were looking down low, and then turning that beautiful defense into smart offense and getting the easy bucket there from America.
Now 20 seconds left on the clock. Ziegler being told to slow it down. Riley White over to Zofia Enriquez. Anderson, Enriquez, Ziegler. Inside, out to Enriquez. Enriquez chucks up the shot. Rebounded. And just off the mark. 36-13 here in the Grant Center in favor of the visiting Yellow Jackets. The Cougars finding a little bit of a spark towards the end. Just not enough so far. Definitely going to need a lot more of those Hail Mary shots.
Yeah, definitely the Cougars are going to want to come out of half building off of that little spark of life that they showed at the tail end of the second quarter, hoping that they can not only maintain that, because unfortunately Randolph-Macon was able to build and maintain a big lead, but they're going to want to come out of the gate hot and expand and really push off of that spark of life that they saw.
And we will take a short break and go to halftime. We will be back in just a short moment for the second half of this matchup. And we are back for the second half of this matchup. My name is Luis Martinez, and to my left is my good pal, Chewy Clark.
Hello, hello.
And today we bring you the second half matchup of the Averett University Cougars and the visiting Yellow Jackets of Randolph-Macon College. And starting us off very quick, America sinking a three-pointer for the Cougars as the Cougars try to overcome a 21-point deficit.
Got to come out the gate hot.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to need to find their rhythm. And a rebound there by Matheny. And the Cougars are going to need to get a little more intense on both sides of the ball here if they want to make a push, try to win this game.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely coming out scoring points on their first offensive possession is going to help them have the right mentality and right momentum. They're just going to have to make sure that translates to both sides of the ball. Back-to-back points. Brianna Sams with that fatal or that floater right there. Good offensive showing to start. They just got to make sure it translates to defense too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Kagi Bruce now swinging it around. Eberhardt looking on. Now Matheny inside the paint, trying to look for an opening. Gets over to Bruce, wide open, kicks it out to Smith. Back to Bruce. Emma Jones trying to get a reach in. Bruce drives around the rim, and a foul called there on Bruce, number 4, a charging foul.
Beautiful play right there from Brown, having the IQ to set up in a position to draw that foul, cancel out any shot, and get the ball back for her team.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Brown driving. Sams against Matheny. Double team Brown, gets it up. Trying to cross around. Number 22, Wilcox. Now Jones puts up a three.
Boom! From big distance, from 1-3, Emma Jones right there.
Yeah, and the Cougars are starting to pick it up on the offensive side. We're starting to see that life that we usually see on this Cougars team as America gets a step on Kagi. Ball up. Chucked up by Smith, rebounded there by Jones. Now Brown going back the other way. Sent over to Sams. Sams against Matheny. Sams trying to find an opening. Gets smothered. Now to Jones against Kagi. Now America driving. Trying to chuck this one up off the rim. Matheny recovers. Rebound there. Now Smith. Kagi. Matheny Bruce for three. Just outside the mark. Hits the rim and out. Brown to Jones. Jones gets stopped there by Kagi. Kagi with a bit of pressure. Speeds past the Cougars. Open layup there for number 23, Ziegler.
And the intensity from both teams so far to start the second half has definitely been amplified from what it was in the second quarter. Both teams a little more intensity, a lot more drive, both trying to create stuff and make stuff happen both ways.
Yeah, muffled pass there. Finds its way to Eberhardt, now to Sams. Sams trying to make something happen here. Jones dribbling, puts one up. Rebounded here by Matheny. Now Matheny going back the other way, finding an open Kagi. Kagi on the left-hand layup. And a timeout called here by the Cougars. We will be back in just a short moment. 42-20 so far in this third quarter.
University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
And we are back after that short timeout taken by the Cougars. Head coach Desiree Driver trying to make some changes here. Skylar Jones entering the game, trying to round around Smith. And her layup attempt goes out, recovered, rebounded there by Brown, and Brown will draw a foul. Jay Brown going to inbound the ball here to the left of the basket. Taken away there by Bruce. Now Bruce, fast break, Smith, Kagi. And Chewy, we were talking about that ball movement at the timeout. That is just incredible ball movement. Great field vision. Great job making a nice crisp pass. I mean, it was 1, 2, 3. It was absolutely textbook.
That was beautiful, and it all got started by a great defensive read. And honestly, the biggest difference, because both teams have the intensity, they have the game plan, they have the skill. It's come down to the ability to pass the ball. Randolph-Macon is making excellent high-level passes with extreme consistency and effectiveness, and the Cougars just haven't been able to get that. They're making ill-advised passes, sloppy passes, and they're not receiving the ball well, and that's definitely been hindering them offensively and in transition.
Yeah, now Smith taking a cut, and she will get fouled on that drive. Chucks a little bit of a layup there, just barely missed the mark.
Crazy attempt at the three-point play.
Yeah, substitution here. Bruce and Matheny taking a seat, bringing on Park and Miller, number 21 and 35. And Sam Smith going to take her first free throw is off the mark, just around the world. And her second, while looking on, second is good.
And great foul shooters such as Sam's, they usually never go nothing less than 50% on a trip, and when you shoot foul shots like that, not only is your team going to have success, but you're going to be really confident because all you're doing is seeing the ball go in the net off your hand.
Yeah, there was a muffled pass there by Moore to Brown, intercepted there by Ziegler. Almost turned it into a Yellow Jacket point, but Park was called on the travel. And Jones now, great drive there by number 20 in white.
Beautiful job of taking what she wanted and was given and turning it into an easy basket in close.
Now here's Smith over to Miller. Miller, Kagi putting it up for Park, and Park gets blocked. Miller keeping it alive. Kagi over to Miller, out to Smith. Kagi in the paint, puts it up off the backboard and on the ground. Eberhardt seemed to have recovered it, but not enough. A lot of ball movement here by the Yellow Jackets. They just move it around so smoothly. And Jones with a bit of a weird rebound, but a rebound nonetheless.
It's not even their ball movement that is so spectacular. It's their ball movement paired with the fact that they are continuously moving. They're forever in motion to make those passes pick apart defenses.
Yeah, and Smith going up court. Three-pointer put up by Ziegler. Miscommunication between teammates, and Smith will get the rebound, get it back to Miller, over to Kagi. Now Park back to Smith outside the perimeter in the paint now. Kagi on the left hand just misses the mark. Miller, Park thought about the three-pointer. Move to Miller. Now Park again. Ziegler calling her man. Pick play there by Kagi. Miscommunication. Ball out and about. Eberhardt trying to make a defensive stand for the Cougars.
That was one heck of a defensive stand there from the Cougars. The Yellow Jackets had 4 or 5, maybe even 6 offensive opportunities off of getting that offensive board. And despite not being able to bring down a defensive board and try and execute and push transition, the Cougars were able to stand tall, cause that turnover, and get the ball back. That's a beautiful defensive stand that they're going to want to build off of and continue that intensity and that execution.
Yeah, absolutely, Chewy. It's like we mentioned it countless times before. Their passing, their movement, their transition game is very, very fluid. So the Cougars are having a bit of a struggle, kind of trying to match that intensity, that speed that the Yellow Jackets are going at. And there has to be a couple changes here during this timeout as the Cougars take the second one of the half. And it's just there's not a lot you can really change other than kind of take a step up.
Yeah.
Kind of match that intensity.
Finding that next gear, that extra gear, whatever you want to call it, whatever analogy you want to use. The Cougars have to find it, and they have to want to find it. And not only find it, but they're going to have to find it and then use that to spring themselves into an extra gear or two on top of that, because so far here, the Yellow Jackets have just been almost in cruise control.
Yeah, they're playing very, very fluid, and it's just incredible to see amazing basketball.
Absolutely. Calling high-level basketball like this cruise control means that their starting gear is at that level.
And America off the timeout.
Talk about something to find that extra gear. Knocking down shots like that definitely does not hurt, as that brings the deficit now just back down to 20.
Matheny, Smith, Park. Open Matheny in the paint against Jones. A bit of a mismatch off the mark. Miller takes it out. Smith, Park for three. And Jones gets the rebound.
Good strong board there by Jones. Going up with Yellow Jackets around her, coming down strong with the ball, and then fighting off their attempts to knock it loose.
Now Jones trying to make something happen here. Gets a pass into Sams. Sams. A beautiful pass there to from Jones to Sams. Sams just couldn't finish it out. Park on the other side. Finishes that possession off. Now Coleman. Over to America. Everhart swinging across. Now Coleman, jab step to her right, drives off the backboard. Beautiful drive there by Coleman.
What touch to lay that one up off the glass, fading away with no angle.
Smith reads the double team, finding an open player. Miller for an easy layup in the paint, and that's what we were talking about in the first half. That double team leaves an exposure on the backside, right under the basket where Miller was just standing there waiting to just put up the layup.
Exactly. You gotta talk on the backside and make sure that communication is there, so that double team doesn't expose the one area in the paint that you never want an open player to be.
Yeah, and there's a backside cut there by Matheny, passed by Miller. Number 21 getting into number 33. Now Bernhardt to America. America driving. And Park was on that defensive possession. Wilcox, number 22, entering the game, giving Ziegler, number 23, a rest. Smith, number 1, going to take it across the court, picks up the double team, and Miller drives, kick out to Wilcox. Wilcox, jab step, called for a travel.
It's a lucky break for the Cougars.
Yeah, they're starting to notice the double team immediately on that half court on Smith. And Coleman going to take this one up, running point. Pick set there by Sams. Coleman finding a lane, stops on a dime, gets it to Sams. Sams for three!
What confidence on that shot from Sam, saying, let me get my little gather step, let it fly, knock it down like it's a regular day.
Yeah, absolutely. On this backside here, literally Matheny is sitting right under the basket. jumping up and down, asking for the ball. And that is the end of the third quarter, 53-30. Matheny wide open, right under the basket, like a little kid asking for candy, just here, here, here. And we will be back in just a moment for this fourth quarter.
Because it was more of a second chance. They gave me a second chance to get an education and also play football. I had a situation happen at the beginning of the COVID came. I dropped out of school and I wanted to go to school again, get my education, and Averett gave me that second opportunity. So I took advantage of it, and I've been loving Averett ever since I came here.
And we're back here on the Averett Sports Network. I am Chewy Clark. To my right is my good pal, Luis Martinez.
How you doing?
And as we start the fourth quarter with a shot by the Cougars and a rebound by the Yellow Jackets, your score is 53-30.
Yeah, definitely a larger deficit, about a 23-20 deficit in all of these quarters so far, other than the first. But the Yellow Jackets have been absolutely dominant on the offensive side and on the defensive side. The rebounds, the passing, the fast breaks, quick transition. And we see here, ball to Olsen. Three-pointer there taken by Wilcox. Smith slowing it down at about the logo. Now Smith driving out to Park. Miller wide open. And we've seen Miller do that all day. Just a backside exposure. Park quick to kick it out to Miller. Miller sinks the three, putting us up to 26. Randolph-Macon running away with this one. And Brown. Jones for three. And this one hits the backboard. Rebounded there by Bernhardt. And Mariah Eberhardt getting her rebound and 2 points there. Now Park for three. Just right off the mark. The Yellow Jackets are chucking up as many points as they can. And Jones into Sams. Sams can't quite hold on to it. He'll go out of bounds. Substitution here. Kagi, number 20, entering the game. Giving Park just a second on the bench to catch her breath. And it seems like the ball is in possession of the Cougars.
And the Randolph-Macon bench and some of their fans are not super happy about that call, as America's able to work her way inside, put up a shot, get that one to fall, and get the chance at the three-point play by drawing a foul.
Yeah, Kagi on the foul against 24 in white, America.
Oh, correction. They did not count the basket.
And Brown looking for an open player. Randolph-Macon trying to smother that, but Sams finds an opening and puts one up herself.
Brown threading the needle on that assist.
Now Miller getting double teamed. It's a 3-on-1 on the other side. Sams all by herself. Smith drawing the foul.
I do not think I've ever seen someone draw that short of a straw to have to go against a 3-on-1 Sam's did all she could, and fouling there is the smartest thing you can do, making sure that that shot does not go in, because even the best foul shooters miss some.
Yeah. Now Smith, her first one, successful. Her second one underway. And it's almost like copy and paste. Two very good three free throw shots there by Smith, number one in black and gold, black and yellow. And a foul called on Jaya Brown. Kagi, number 20, going to inbound this one. Send it across court there to Wilcox. Wilcox backing into America, and Jaya Brown will get the rebound. America now driving here on Kagi. Loses possession, and the ball will go out of bounds. 7:29 left in this fourth quarter, 58-34 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Smith getting double teamed. Wilcox, beautiful ball there to Olsen. Miller slows it down. Brown trying to size up Miller. Flipping it to Smith. Now Olsen, Smith. Bounce pass to Kagi. And a foul here on America. Couple substitutions here. Sam's, Emma Jones, and Eberhardt taking a seat. Skylar Jones, Carmen Moore, number one, and Anna Dabick entering the game for the Cougars.
Looks like the Cougars' only way to stop this high-powered and efficient Yellow Jackets offense is to foul, which it's not an effective long-term plan, because eventually when you get into the bonuses, that's just free points you're giving up.
Yeah, absolutely, especially since we've seen today, they're very efficient at the line. The Yellow Jackets are very efficient at the line. So how much can you foul without really giving up that many points? And a charging foul here.
Offensive fouls are not going to help, because that uses up fouls, bringing you closer and closer to that bonus mark without the quote-unquote benefit of stopping a shot.
Yeah, Olsen and Kagi, 10 and 20, taking the seat. Smith getting double-teamed, quick pass there to Wilcox. Wilcox looking for number 13 on the other side of the basket, Brielle Bauman. And the ball will go out of bounds off the touch of the Cougars. Anderson and Matheny in the game. Ball intended for Anderson. The ball will be picked up by Dabick. And the possession will stay with Randolph-Macon. And ball inbounded here to Smith. Matheny getting around more, drives. A blocking foul here on the Cougars. That is number 13, Bauman, drawing the foul, and she will take a trip to the line.
In situations like that, it's so important, if you're going to try and draw a charge, that you get in that spot and set your feet, because even if you're not set, ready and waiting to absorb that contact, you're never going to get that charge call if there's any motion that leads into the contact.
Yeah, absolutely. Basketball is definitely a contact sport. You just have to know how to make contact.
Absolutely.
Right, because there's a right way to make contact, and then there's a wrong way, and that is exactly what gets you a foul call.
Exactly, and that's definitely a debatable topic, but I'm a firm believer that basketball is a contact sport. It's not anywhere close to football or some more popular or well-known contact sports, but anyone who has ever played organized basketball or even street ball knows that after a game, you're definitely feeling like you played a contact sport.
Yeah, it's definitely very competitive. And Jones inbounding the ball there to Coleman. And it seems like she'll have to inbound it once more. A lot of changes here. As the ball will go to America outside the perimeter. America will chuck up a three. Rebounded there by Wilcox.
Beautiful box out right there by Wilcox, making sure that any attempt Dabeck made to get the ball would have drawn another foul. And since the Cougars have already reached their limit of 5, that foul would have sent Wilcox to the line with an opportunity to score.
And here's America on a fast break. Matheny and Smith right behind her. And Matheny happened getting that rebounded. Dabeck picking it up off the scrum. Moore chucking one up. Matheny there for the rebound again. And she will avoid the pass and send it up herself. 5 minutes left in this fourth. Now Smith spins, looks for an opening. Wilcox wide open, thought about the three, decides to take a step in. And another offensive rebound here by the Yellow Jackets. Smith chucks one up, recovered and rebounded here by Skylar Jones. Jones slowing it down, passing it off to Coleman. And Coleman will drive, miss the mark. Now Smith is double teamed and somehow gets it away, putting it over to Ballman. And Ballman finding Anderson. Anderson! Mid-range shot there by 32.
The biggest difference I've seen in this one so far, apart from everything we've already talked about, is each team's ability to run the floor.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing to watch as both teams are, it's kind of like night and day.
Yeah. Most definitely is, as we are seeing right here. Randolph-Macon is up and out, attacking transition, making sure that they can get as many opportunities and orchestrate that transition offense, that early offense, whether it's a fast break, a slow break, whatever it might be. And it seems like they're just outpacing the Cougars and that the Cougars aren't able to match step for step either way or gain a step either way, and that's hurt them offensively and defensively because defensively Randolph-Macon is getting a lot of 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, or wide open shots under the basket that a high caliber team like that just doesn't miss.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then on the other end, they'll get the ball, try and push transition, and they just don't have enough help. So when Randolph-Macon runs the floor very well and gets back on defense, any Cougar who tries to push transition or tries to break away ends up getting swarmed and doesn't have enough help to articulate that turning point from a fast break or early offense into a settled possession.
It's definitely very interesting to see 29 points. That is a deficit in the fourth quarter. 3:49 left after this timeout. Definitely going to need to see a little more of a push from the Cougars. And the Yellow Jackets practically running away with this matchup here in the Grant Center.
The Yellow Jackets today have definitely put on another performance that shows why they receive votes to be in that top 25 and shows why they are such a historic powerhouse in the ODAC.
And Rachel Anderson, number 32, will take her shots at the line. Her first one successful. Her second one underway. This one off the mark And Brown couldn't quite recover that rebound as it seemed to have gone off her foot. It will be in the hands of the Yellow Jackets in very good scoring position. Sofia Enriquez newly entered into the matchup. Now Wilcox, bounce pass. Here to Olsen, out to Anderson. Anderson putting it up, and she will take another trip at the line.
Just seeing the rate at which that ball flies around the court right off of an inbound, knowing that when you inbound the ball to a low corner, that's a beautiful opportunity for the defense to set up a double team or a trap in the corner. Getting that ball swung around the court on the perimeter, spreading the defense back out, allows your offense to settle into what they want to do and also be able to find opportunities in openings.
Yeah, Anderson, her shot, not successful. 3 taken by Riley White. Just off the mark, rebounded here. Bit of a scrum. It'll be in favor of the Cougars.
Despite how almost lights out of a shooting team Randolph-Macon is, they have not had astronomical success despite the score and despite their ability to score. A good bit of their shots aren't falling, but the reason that they keep scoring is because they're able to get up, get those boards, and give themselves extra opportunities on offense, which has really helped them build up this big lead they have.
Yeah, David trying to take a wild three-pointer there. And a bit of a confusion here as to who has possession. It'll be in favor of Randolph-Macon. Wilcox will send this one in. Now Olsen, Sofia Enriquez. Now Anderson. Almost a double dribble there by Anderson. Emily Olsen off the backboard and just trickles out. And that'll be a shot clock. Almost a shot clock violation. And Sams trying to get around Wilcox. Stops on a dime and puts it right off the backboard. Sams on her left hand. Stops on an absolute dime, sending Wilcox looking for where the ball may be.
Beautiful move right there by Sams, just unable to get that one to fall.
And now Enriquez against Coleman. And Eberhard with a lot of speed past Olsen. And she will do the same and put it off the backboard. Olsen.
One thing I've noticed, too, is what helps Randolph-Macon so much in the transition game is they have at least 3 players when a shot goes up, ready and waiting up by the midline to either push transition offensively or shut it down defensively, whereas the Cougars have a lot more bodies down around the net that takes away that numbers advantage.
Yeah, definitely a fast-moving transition offense. A timeout called right before the Cougars decided to sub out quite a bit. Oh, no timeout called.
A little bit of a wholesale change right there from the Cougars.
1:25 left on the clock in this fourth quarter. And Skylar Jones losing her footing. Enriquez picking it up off the loose ball. And Enriquez trying to push. Jones recovers. Emma Jones to Skylar Jones. And now Skylar Jones will flip it back to Emma Jones. And Emma Jones will take a wild three-point shot. And America will do an attempt to keep it in.
Eberhard back in for the Cougars.
Rachel Anderson inbounding it to Wilcox. Wilcox has a lot of time, a lot of room. Double teamed here. Enriquez taking a three-point shot. Rebounded there by Skylar Jones. Going back the other way. America putting up a three-pointer. Rebounded by Skylar Jones. Eberhardt right under the basket. Spinning, trying to find America, and America couldn't hold on to that ball as the Yellow Jackets will get possession with 28 seconds left. Wilcox gets it tapped away by America. Now Wilcox against Eberhardt. Eberhardt, very strong defensive stand against Riley White. Wilcox behind the back, passing it up top of the key to Enriquez. And the clock will wind down here in the Grant Center, 67-34 in favor of the visiting Yellow Jackets of Randolph-Macon. The Cougars, very rough matchup here as they move to 0-9 opposed to the Yellow Jackets 9-0 in conference. A very tough matchup here in Danville, Virginia, as we will proceed with the men's basketball matchup against the visiting Eastern Mennonite University Royals. We'll be back in just a moment for that matchup. My name is Luis Martinez. Thank you for joining us on the Averett Sports Network. And to my left is Chewy Clark. Thank you very much. See you soon.